Hi, my name is Subramanian. Just like any other home buyer, right? Once you buy a flat or a house, I think one of the most important things that you look at is how you're going to do the interiors for the house. And this being the second time, this being my second flat, I just wanted to ensure that when I went about this journey of getting a right interior person doing the interiors of the house. Two things was very clear in my head. One was I needed to have clear visibility on what the end product is going to look like, and second is in terms of the house being livable post the interiors are done. So in this search for getting the right people to do the interiors, I came across a number of people. I met some agencies, I met individual carpenters, and they were like, they're quoting me X number of money, and they were saying, we'll do everything, which was kind of not clear to me, because what I wanted to understand is when these numbers were quoted or these prices were quoted to me, what is that everything that we're going to do? So browsing on YouTube, looking at Google, I chanced upon DECFORT. And that's how I came across some of their videos and Googled them up. And I looked at their reviews, and I was like, how can an agency have so many positive reviews? So I discussed with some of my friends, and they were like, maybe they would have put their own comments in there. So I was like, okay, let's take a leap of faith and go and visit them in person. So that's when I visited their office in Indiranagar, and I met Hashim for the first time. One thing that was very clear when I met Hashim was I was talking to someone who knew his trade very well, right? Here was an individual who was just not nodding his head and saying yes for everything I was telling him, but kind of guiding me with his experience, right? As a customer, you would want a lot to be done to the house, but what is more important is how does it look at the end of the day? How the house is livable post the interior. So that's where I could see when I was talking to Hashim, I was talking to Nazreen, I could see them bring their experience. But coming with the experience was a lot of humility, right? Listening to the customers, what they want, questioning some of the things that we want, right? And guiding them from their experience. I think that was wonderful, right? Getting to know the end product was very important. So that's where the design phases came in, the 2D and the 3D design, which clearly showed, how the house is going to look at the end of the day. And that was a big win for me, right? I could know right at the design phase, how is my house going to look? How's the finishing? How's the color mapping going to happen? The kind of material that I'm going to use. And it was not just one or two sittings, right? There were multiple sittings that we had. And believe me or not, some of these sittings went for close to 2 to 3 hours, and I could never see in their face a little bit of sulk or anything that, these meetings are stretching. No, they're very clear that it doesn't matter. Even if we need to have one more meeting, let's have that, but let's get things clear, right? Let's get things sorted. That was very important. And I could see that when they came on board, there was a lot of warmth. There's no such thing that, you take a black or a white. It's like a gray, trying to make things happen. I think that was wonderful, right? The experience, the collaboration was very important. Never during the journey of 40 to 45 days, I ever had a tough conversation. That never happened. I think that was wonderful, right? Because when you start executing a design, there will be changes here and there. And that's when, I reached out to Hashim or to Nazreen. What I could clearly understand or get back from them was that, they wanted to make it happen. It was never like, you never bought this, or we never have this in our contract. No, it was like, okay, we completely understand there's some changes that you need, or in terms of a certain small modification also. They were very open, right? And that was wonderful. I think right from the design, when the carpenters came in, I think a wonderful piece of work, right? The work speaks for itself. And you had Chandan, you had Mazhar, Jitendra, great people who knew their work very well, and then overseen by Konda, who's a project manager. Updates were excellent. WhatsApp groups were created, periodical updates were coming out, right? If there were anything that they were concerned about or anything that they felt some changes, they were prompt, right? They would promptly pick up the phone, they would call me up, and that was wonderful, right? It was not like, you paid the money, it's like, okay, where is my house? What is happening? No, don't need to worry about that, because Every week there were updates, updates from the time the work started to the way the work ended, right? It was wonderful. And, I just loved the entire experience. And maybe if I go again, yes, I would recommend DECFORT without flinching an eyelid. My friends who visited the house, they loved it. I think a couple of them even called up Hashim already to talk about their assignment, right? So, wishing the DECFORT team all the very best, and thank you for the wonderful experience and the end product that they have enabled me to give to my family. Thank you so much.